Mark McKinnon, I think, was one of the most honest folks that just came out and said it. And I think more people should. Nobody is an island. Nobody is indispensable. Nobody is the only one who can do this, right? I do communications, but there are a whole lot of people that can do what I do. Nobody is an island. Nobody is indispensable. I want you to listen to Mark McKinnon and what he had to say, because even though, some people may dislike what he says, it is a statement of fact. Check this out.
We're now hearing from President Obama about President Biden's shaky debate performance last night. He posted on X, "Bad debate nights happen. Trust me, I know. But this election is still a choice between someone who has fought for ordinary folks his entire life and someone who only cares about himself. Between someone who tells the truth, who knows right from wrong, and will give it to the American people straight, and someone who lies through his teeth for his own benefit. Last night didn't change that, and that's why so much is at stake in November." Joining me now, Mark McKinnon, former advisor to George W. Bush and John McCain, creator of the political documentary series, The Circus. I wonder, Mark, if just that tweet tells us anything about the seriousness of the situation that Obama felt, or the Biden campaign asked him to tweet about it. What do you make of his message?
Well, listen, I think that's what he had to say. But the reality is, it wasn't just a bad debate. Last night was a competency test, and Biden didn't meet the moment. I mean, listen, people tuned in to see whether or not he actually seemed like he was 80. He seemed like he was 90. The only thing that's going to fix this problem is a time machine, and I don't think that one's available. And listen, all deference.
You don't think it's fixable? I want to make sure I understand. You don't think it's fixable moving forward?
I don't think it's fixable. I think if Joe Biden continues to run, he loses. Period. End of sentence.
So in North Carolina, he looked vital. He was on point, on message. Let's say they do the second debate, which some people are questioning, and he has a good bite.
One day and not vital the next. I mean, you got to be vital all the time when you're president.
Some people argue that's what happened with Ronald Reagan from his first debate to his second debate. We just heard that from a Biden biographer.
Well, listen, Reagan was substantially younger than Joe Biden. I mean, Joe Biden, you can't be 66 years old in America and be a park ranger, but Joe Biden's running as an 80-year-old, and he'll be substantially older than that into a second term. Listen, he shouldn't have run. That's the reality. And the reality is that those people who are saying that Joe Biden should go ahead and run and say, it's too difficult to withdraw, are conceding the election to Donald Trump. That's my opinion. I think if Joe Biden runs, Democrats lose, and that's it. And yes, it's a painful experience. But if Joe Biden cares about the soul of the nation, he and Jill Biden have to do a selfless act. And if they don't, his act will go down as one of the most selfish in American political history.
I could not agree more. What Ruth Bader Ginsburg did was a selfish move. She knew there was a possibility that she would either get very sick or not make it through the term. And instead of giving Obama a chance to replace her, what she did is, again, it made it an issue before we controlled the Senate, I think is what it was. And we lost it all. That is one of the reasons we have a 6-3 majority. That is why we have a 6-3 majority. So anyhow, I want to get to another point, though, because when he mentioned selfish, I think that applies to all these older folk who are not looking past or looking back to those that they could bring up. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm resigning so that I can bring the next generation up. All these old people need to be out of there. From Nancy Pelosi, even though I think Nancy is a hell of a speaker, but she should have had other people under her wings to replace her. That is an issue.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.